The alien warning. The cold void of space stretched endlessly as the massive alien council ship hovered above the shattered remnants of a distant planet, its surface scarred by past wars. The alien council, a collection of the galaxy's most feared and cunning leaders, gathered in a vast chamber filled with glowing holoscreens, their eyes fixed on the tiny blue dot of Earth floating quietly in the distance. Humanity will crumble in hours, one of the counselors said, his voice echoing through the chamber. Their weapons are primitive, their defenses weak, and their leaders foolish. Meanwhile, on Earth, life went on as usual, cities bustling with people unaware of the threat looming above them. Children laughed in playgrounds, office workers hurried through glass towers, and pilots navigated skies without knowing that alien eyes were watching. Far above, the Council prepared fleets, each ship bristling with weapons designed to destroy entire continents in minutes. Their calculations precise, their confidence absolute. On the ground, Commander Alex Mercer stood on the deck of the Earth Defense Orbital Station, a human-built fortress floating above the planet. His eyes scanned the readouts as alarms quietly flashed. He had trained for threats from rogue asteroids or enemy factions, but nothing could prepare him for the scale of what was about to arrive. "All units, prepare for observation," he commanded, voice steady despite the tension. Sensors indicate unusual activity near the outer rim. Unidentified ships approaching at high velocity. The alien ships moved with terrifying precision, slicing through the darkness of space. They were unlike anything humans had ever encountered, towering vessels with energy shields strong enough to withstand orbital bombardments, sleek and dark, designed for intimidation as much as destruction. The Council watched eagerly as their plans unfolded, certain that Earth's defenses would crumble under their assault. "They will surrender before the first strike," another counselor said with a cold smile. "Our strategy is flawless back on Earth." Scientists in the orbital station monitored the readings, their fingers flying across keyboards. "Commander Mercer, these ships are enormous. Their energy output is beyond anything we've modeled," one scientist warned. Fear in her eyes, Mercer's mind raced. He had always believed in human ingenuity, but the numbers on the screens were staggering. A fleet of this size could wipe out entire continents, yet something inside him refused to give in. He knew humans had secrets, resources, and courage that aliens could never predict. As the alien fleet approached the outer orbit, communications channels lit up with static-filled warnings. Satellites relayed images of ships so large they blocked the stars, glowing weapons systems charging. The Council's confidence radiated through the transmissions. Earth's defense teams braced for impact. But Mercer noticed something unusual. The aliens were moving faster than expected, almost as if they wanted to intimidate rather than attack first. His instincts told him there was a flaw in their calculations, a window humans could exploit in the Council chamber. Tension rose among the aliens themselves. Some began to question the overconfidence of their leaders. "Are we underestimating them?" one whispered, the words barely audible, but enough to create a ripple of doubt. The chief counselor waved his tentacle dismissively. "Doubt is the weakness of our enemies. Not ours," he declared, yet deep inside even he felt a flicker of uncertainty. The humans had survived countless disasters, some more improbable than this. Meanwhile on Earth, people looked up to the sky, sensing something strange. Satellites detected interference. Auroras sparked in unusual patterns. Whispers of incoming danger spread through social media. Governments issued calm warnings trying to prevent panic. But for Commander Mercer, the signs were clear. He called the fleet together. "Prepare the Valkyrie squadron," he ordered, referring to the human ships that had been kept secret from the public. The best technology Earth had ever developed. Advanced stealth systems, energy shields, and weapons capable of changing the course of war. The first signals of conflict were small, a probe destroyed by Earth defenses, yet it sent shockwaves through the alien council, their plans faltering in ways they did not expect. "Impossible," the chief counselor hissed. "They adapt too quickly." Back on Earth, Mercer watched as the Valkyries deployed from hidden bases in orbit. Moving silently and swiftly, humans were preparing for what the aliens thought would be an easy victory. The calm before the storm filled the orbital station with a tense energy, every heartbeat a drum of anticipation. As the alien council prepared their final assault, they could not know that humans had already started to fight back in ways unimaginable. Earth was ready to defend itself, not with fear but with courage, intelligence, and unity. And in the hearts of every soldier, pilot, and citizen, there was one thought burning brighter than fear: "We will not fall." The first minutes of battle were about to begin, and the galaxy would soon witness that humans were not as weak as anyone predicted. The alien council's arrogance would soon meet human resilience, and the story of this war would echo for generations. The warning had been given, but humanity had its own plans that could change the course of history forever. Humanity's secret weapon. The alien fleet moved closer to Earth, massive warships casting shadows that stretched across the planet's orbit. Their energy weapons glowed like deadly stars, yet the humans did not panic. Commander Alex Mercer stood on the bridge of the orbital station, eyes sharp, mind racing. He knew that fear would not win this war. Only strategy and courage could. "Deploy the Valkyries," he ordered, and from hidden launch bays, sleek human warships sprang into action. Their designs unlike anything the aliens had ever seen. The Valkyries slipped through space with almost invisible engines. Cloaked by advanced stealth technology, sensors detected the alien fleet's weak points. Mercer guided the pilots with calm precision, every maneuver calculated to maximize damage while avoiding direct confrontation. Humans had spent decades developing these secret ships. Hidden from the eyes of the galaxy, their weapons were compact yet powerful, energy cannons capable of piercing the thickest shields, missiles that could disable entire alien cruisers onboard the largest alien vessel. Counselors watched as small human ships moved with impossible speed and coordination. "They are striking without fear," one whispered. Disbelief etched across his face. "Impossible. They cannot move so fast," another exclaimed. Energy shields barely flickering against the first wave of attacks. Human pilots swooped in and out like predators in the void, destroying turrets and communications arrays, leaving the aliens scrambling to respond. On Earth, civilians followed the battle through live feeds. Fear mixed with awe. The hidden human technology was unlike anything broadcasted before. Scientists and engineers held their breath as systems performed flawlessly. Every strike, every maneuver, a testament to human intelligence. Children watched in wonder. Parents whispered prayers of hope. The first wave of alien ships exploded in brilliant lights, their arrogance now meeting human precision. Mercer and his team observed patterns in the alien formations. He noticed hesitation and confusion spreading among the council's ranks. "They did not expect our technology," he said quietly, a smile forming even in the shadow of war. Humans had the advantage of creativity, resourcefulness, and unpredictability. A squadron led by Lieutenant Cara Valen broke through the defenses of a massive alien battleship. Releasing a concentrated energy burst, the vessel shuddered and erupted in flames. Alien pilots inside barely had time to react. The alien council began to realize that their predictions were wrong. "How can they fight like this?" one counselor demanded, anger and panic mixing in his voice. Humans had anticipated every attack they thought was impossible to counter. Their secret weapon was not only the ships but the minds behind them. Young engineers and commanders who refused to bow to fear, who refused to accept defeat in orbit. Mercer watched as another wave of Valkyries maneuvered through asteroid debris, using it as cover to strike alien communication relays, disrupting the enemy fleet's coordination. Small explosions lit the darkness of space, each one a victory but also a warning. Humans were not only defending, they were learning, adapting, becoming stronger with every move. The council's confidence cracked. Debates erupted within the chamber. Strategies once assumed perfect were failing against the unexpected. On Earth, the news spread quickly. Governments coordinated emergency defenses. Civilians took part in evacuation drills. But there was a sense of pride and unity that had never existed before. Humanity was not powerless, they were resourceful, and their courage inspired everyone. Pilots flew in precise formations, each ship knowing exactly what the others would do. Communication instantaneous, trust unbreakable. As the alien ships attempted to regroup, Mercer made his next move. "Target the command vessel," he said. "We end this before they can recover." Human ships swarmed, energy beams cutting through shields, missiles disabling key systems. The alien fleet's movements became chaotic. They were no longer the confident predators they had thought themselves to be. Even in the council chamber, panic spread. Projections showed humans destroying more ships than expected. Counselors shouted over each other, trying to salvage their plans. But every calculation they had relied on was failing. Humans had turned the tables in a matter of minutes, their hidden strength now revealed, and the galaxy was about to witness the true power of Earth. Commander Mercer stood tall on the bridge, watching as his pilots executed perfect strikes. He knew this was only the beginning. The aliens had underestimated humanity, and that mistake would cost them everything. With every explosion lighting up the darkness, a message was sent across the stars. Humans are not weak, and they will fight with every breath they have. The turning point. The alien fleet recoiled from the unexpected human attacks, their massive ships staggering under blows that should have barely scratched them. The alien council stared at the holoscreens, disbelief spreading like fire. "How can they strike with such precision?" one counselor hissed, shaking tentacles in frustration. "We planned this war down to the smallest detail, yet they adapt faster than predicted." On Earth, Commander Alex Mercer studied the movements of the enemy ships, his mind racing with possibilities. He realized that the aliens were beginning to reveal patterns in their attacks. Every fleet maneuver followed a predictable rhythm, and humans could exploit it. "Kara, focus on the lead cruiser," he ordered. "Its destruction will break their formation completely." Lieutenant Kara Valen nodded, gripping the controls as her Valkyrie cut through space, weaving between energy blasts with unmatched speed. The first human strike hit the lead cruiser, energy beams piercing its shields. The vessel rocked violently, alarms blaring inside the alien ship. Pilots scrambled to stabilize it, but the humans anticipated every reaction, hitting weak points the aliens didn't know existed. Another Valkyrie squadron disabled the ship's main weapons, leaving it vulnerable. Sparks flew across the command deck as systems failed. The crew realized their doom too late, and the cruiser exploded in a dazzling fireball, sending fragments scattering across the void. Back in the council chamber, panic erupted. Counselors shouted over each other, their voice amplified by anger and fear. "This cannot be happening," a counselor cried. "We are the masters of war, not these primitive humans." The chief counselor slammed his claw on the console, fury in his eyes. "Reorganize the fleet, focus all firepower on Earth's orbital defenses, destroy them before they can strike again." But even as orders were given, the humans anticipated every move. Their strategies fluid and adaptive, a force the aliens had never imagined. On Earth, civilians watched live feeds as Valkyries danced through the chaos of space, dodging enemy fire and striking with deadly precision. Children pressed their faces to screens. Adults held their breath, pride swelling in every heart. Humans were proving that courage and intelligence could overcome fear and power. Every strike sent a message across the galaxy. Earth will not be conquered. Commander Mercer and his pilots coordinated attacks like a single mind, every pilot knowing exactly where to move, when to fire, and which targets to prioritize. Alien ships that had once radiated confidence now moved erratically, shields flickering, engines damaged, their formations broken. The humans' secret weapons, combined with strategy and bravery, were changing the course of the battle in real time. The turning point had arrived, and the aliens could only watch in horror. On the front lines, Kara's squadron struck another massive warship, disabling its communications and leaving it drifting helplessly. Sparks and smoke trailed across its hull as human pilots weaved in and out, attacking vulnerable points. Each explosion resonated with hope back on Earth. Civilians cheering, soldiers inspired, engineers silently proud. Humanity was rising to meet the challenge, defying every expectation, proving that survival meant more than technology. It meant heart, courage, and unity. The Alien Council struggled to adapt, but every new strategy was countered, their confidence evaporating like mist. Whispers of surrender began to circulate among lower-ranked officers, yet the chief counselor refused to admit defeat. "They are humans," he growled. "They cannot maintain this for long. Just wait for their exhaustion." But Mercer and his team showed no signs of fatigue. Every calculated strike, every daring maneuver, a step closer to victory. The humans were unstoppable, because they fought not for domination, but for survival and honor. As the first wave of alien reinforcements attempted to flank the human defenses, Mercer's mind worked faster than any computer. He directed Valkyries to intercept, using gravitational debris fields as cover. Alien ships found themselves trapped, forced into narrow passages where human weapons were devastating. Explosions rocked the void. The battle had turned, and the galaxy witnessed a historic shift. Humans were no longer defending, they were dominating. On the bridge of the orbital station, Mercer allowed himself a brief smile. He knew this was the moment the aliens would never forget. History was being written in fire and light across the stars. The turning point was not just tactical, it was symbolic. Humans had shattered the myth of alien supremacy, their ingenuity and courage carving a path that would echo for generations. And even as the Council tried to regroup, one thought burned in every human heart. We will not be defeated. We will not fall, and the galaxy will remember us. Alien Council's shock in the cold. Metallic chamber of the Alien Council. Panic spread like wildfire. Holoscreens flashed with images of destroyed warships, fragments drifting through the void, and each explosion carried a blow to their pride and authority. The councilors shouted over one another, accusing generals and pilots of failure. Yet even the most loyal could not hide their fear. "This is impossible," hissed one, tentacles trembling. "They are destroying our fleet faster than we can command." The chief counselor slammed his claw on the main console, fury and disbelief in his eyes. "Silence," he roared, and the chamber fell quiet, only the hum of energy fields filling the space. He stared at Earth on the holoscreen, tiny but defiant, a blue and green jewel burning with human determination. The Council had predicted an easy conquest, yet their calculations had failed. Humans had turned the battlefield into a maze of strategy, precision, and courage. Back on Earth, Commander Alex Mercer observed the alien fleet, noticing hesitation and confusion spreading among their ranks. "They are panicking," he said, eyes narrowing. "Every move they make now will be desperate and reckless." Lieutenant Caravellan nodded, her hand steady on the controls. "Perfect, that will make their defenses weaker," she replied. Valkyries weaved through the alien ships, striking weak points with surgical precision, disabling shields, weapons, and engines in waves. Inside the council chamber, some alien leaders tried to salvage their pride, issuing frantic orders, attempting to reorganize the fleet. Yet every plan was anticipated, countered, and destroyed. The humans' tactics were unpredictable, creative, and relentless, and every strike sent a clear message. Humanity will not surrender. Fear now replaced arrogance. Whispers of surrender spread among lower-ranked officers, but the chief counselor refused to concede, clinging to the belief that humans could not sustain this level of attack. "They are clever, yes, but they are weak. They cannot hold forever," he muttered, though doubt shadowed his tone. In orbit, human forces pressed the advantage, exploiting alien panic. Every destroyed ship brought hope to Earth. Morale soared among human pilots, scientists, and civilians alike. Each Valkyrie mission was executed flawlessly, pilots communicating silently through neural links, moving as one mind. One squadron led by Kara disabled a massive alien energy cannon before it could fire, its immense power dispersing harmlessly into space. Alien commanders on that ship screamed in frustration, realizing their most powerful weapon was gone. Mercer coordinated strikes like a conductor of a cosmic symphony, every move precise, every decision calculated. He knew the Council's confidence had shattered, their arrogance turned to fear, and now they were vulnerable in ways humans could exploit fully. "Target the flagship," he ordered. "We take out their command and the rest will fall." Human ships surged forward, energy weapons cutting through shields, alien vessels drifting helplessly, unable to regroup as chaos reigned among their fleets. Within the council chamber, the shock deepened. Images of their crippled command ship sparked cries and shouts. "No, this cannot be." One counselor screamed, "They are too fast, too smart. How can primitive humans fight like this?" The chief counselor's eyes narrowed, fury mixing with fear. "Prepare the final contingency," he ordered, revealing a secret weapon that even humans had yet to see. The council's panic spread among the fleet, fear cascading like a virus, commanders doubting orders, pilots hesitating, and cohesion collapsing. On Earth, civilians watched in amazement as the human fleet continued to dominate. News broadcasts filled with live images of explosions in space, schools held virtual assemblies, children and adults alike cheering, hope replacing fear. Engineers on the ground recalibrated Valkyrie systems. Every successful strike teaching humans more about alien technology, turning the aliens' own strength against them. Mercer knew the Council's shock could be leveraged further. "They are confused and desperate," he said. "We push harder, strike faster, show them that humanity cannot be broken." Each attack was more daring than the last, exploiting alien hesitation and fear. Humans did not just fight, they inspired awe, even among their enemies as the Council scrambled to regroup. Their decisions became reckless, and the battlefield shifted decisively in favor of Earth. The turning point complete. The humans' courage and strategy now unstoppable. The Chief Counselor glared at Earth, realizing too late that arrogance had blinded them. Humans had shown that resilience, intelligence, and unity could overcome the greatest threats. Across the galaxy, whispers spread that humanity was no longer weak, but a force to be feared and respected, and in every human heart, one thought burned brighter than ever. We are stronger than anyone imagined. And this war is far from over, but we will win. Humans strike back. The alien fleet was in chaos, their formations shattered by precise human strikes. Massive warships drifted helplessly as energy beams and missiles tore through their hulls. On Earth's orbital station, Commander Alex Mercer watched carefully, calculating the next move. "Now is the time," he said, voice steady. "We strike with everything we have." Valkyries launched in coordinated waves, each squadron moving with perfect timing, weaving through debris and energy blasts with unmatched skill. Human pilots showed no fear, only determination, their focus absolute. Lieutenant Cara Valen led her squadron through the thick of alien fire, disabling weapons and shields, the energy of explosions lighting the dark void of space like fireworks. Even as enemy ships fired back, humans anticipated every strike, dodging with precision, exploiting weak points, and counterattacking in ways the aliens could not predict. On board the alien command ship, panic had replaced arrogance entirely. Counselors shouted orders that could not be executed, communications jammed, weapons offline, their great fleets falling apart under relentless human assault. "They are everywhere," a counselor screamed, tentacles shaking. "We cannot stop them." The Chief Counselor bared his teeth in fury, but even he could not deny the skill and courage of these humans, his plan unraveling in real time below on Earth. Civilians watched live transmissions, hearts racing, hope rising as news of the Valkyries' victories spread. Engineers monitored systems, sending real-time guidance to pilots. Every successful strike strengthened morale. Every explosion among alien ships symbolized human resilience and ingenuity. Families cheered, soldiers prepared for reinforcement missions. The entire planet united in silent support for their warriors in space. Mercer directed his forces with calm precision. "Focus on the flagship and the command fleet," he said. "Once we disable them, the rest will follow." Human ships moved like shadows across the battlefield, striking with speed and intelligence, energy cannons punching holes in alien armor, missiles disabling engines, their relentless attack leaving no room for recovery. One Valkyrie squadron, led by Kara, infiltrated the heart of the enemy fleet, targeting the alien flagship directly. Explosions rippling across the command deck. Inside the alien flagship, alarms blared, counselors scrambled, trying to regain control, yet humans moved too fast. Their coordination flawless, the Council realized that their ultimate weapon had been neutralized. Morale of alien pilots plummeted. Hesitation replaced initiative. Every strike from Earth's forces broke more than ships. It broke the confidence of the alien army. On the orbital station, Mercer allowed himself a brief glance at Earth. The planet safe, spinning silently, life continuing below. Yet the battle was far from over. He focused again on the viewport, watching Valkyries maneuver and strike with precision. Humans were not just defending, they were asserting dominance, showing the galaxy that Earth was not to be underestimated. In space, explosions painted trails of fire and energy. Human ships danced through debris fields, striking multiple targets simultaneously. Every hit weakened alien morale. Every maneuver inspired awe. Even alien pilots began to hesitate, unsure if they could survive the next wave. Courage, strategy, and technology combined into a force they had not predicted. Commander Mercer gave the final command for this phase. "Concentrate fire on the command fleet. Disable them completely." Valkyries responded instantly, energy beams lancing through alien shields, hulls cracking, engines failing. Alien fleets fractured, retreat impossible. Humans pressing relentlessly. the battlefield now theirs. And in that moment across the galaxy, the Alien Council realized the truth they could not deny. Humans were not weak. They were not primitive. They were a force of intelligence, courage, and unity. The war was far from over, but humanity had proven that it could strike back with unmatched power and determination, and every explosion, every victory carried a simple, undeniable message. Earth will not fall, humanity will survive, and we will win. The final victory. The alien fleet was broken. Scattered and leaderless, their massive ships floated in silence, smoke and fire trailing as humans pressed their advantage. Commander Alex Mercer stood on the bridge of the orbital station, eyes fixed on the flagship. "This is it," he said. "We end this now." Valkyries surged forward in perfect formation, weapons glowing, engines humming, the culmination of human courage and strategy. Lieutenant Caravellan led her squadron directly into the heart of the enemy command fleet, dodging energy blasts and debris, targeting critical systems with deadly precision. Every strike crippled the alien flagship. Hull cracks spreading like lightning, shields collapsing, consoles sparking. The crew panicked, their confidence destroyed by human ingenuity. On Earth, civilians watched with awe. The final moments of battle transmitted live. Cheers echoing across the planet as humans showed the galaxy their power. Inside the Alien Council chamber, desperation reigned. Hollow screens showed their fleet in ruins, officers screaming orders that could not be executed. "We cannot survive this," a counselor hissed, tentacles trembling. "Their technology, their tactics, impossible." The chief counselor bared his teeth, fury and fear battling in his eyes, yet even he knew the truth. Humans had outsmarted them, outmaneuvered them, and now they held the power of victory in their hands. The Valkyries unleashed their final attack, energy beams slicing through the flagship, missiles detonating in controlled precision, critical systems shutting down one by one. The alien command ship groaned and shook, its engines failing, weapons offline. Its massive hull cracked open, and then, with a brilliant flash, it erupted into fire and debris, signaling the collapse of the alien war effort. Humans had neutralized the final threat, their strategy flawless, their courage unbreakable. Back on Earth, celebrations erupted quietly at first, then in full force, citizens cheering for their pilots, engineers and soldiers, families hugging, children pointing at the sky, proud to be part of a species that had faced annihilation and won. Commander Mercer allowed himself a rare smile, feeling the weight of the battle lift. Humanity had not only survived, they had conquered, their resilience shining brighter than any weapon. Across the galaxy, the news spread quickly, whispers turning to awe. Humans had defied the impossible. The Alien Council, humbled and defeated, could only retreat, their arrogance shattered, their fleets decimated. Every race watching knew that Earth had proven itself. A new power had risen, one that would not be underestimated again. Mercer and his team moved carefully among the wreckage of enemy ships, ensuring no hidden threats remained. Valkyries patrolling, clearing debris, rescuing surviving alien pilots who surrendered. Humans fought with honor, not vengeance, showing mercy even in victory. Every act of courage, every calculated strike, sent a clear message across the stars. Earth will not fall. Humanity will protect itself and its allies, and no one will intimidate us. The chief counselor's voice, once full of arrogance, now trembled as he broadcast surrender across the fleet. "Humanity has won," he admitted, the words heavy with shame. Yet respect for their skill and bravery lingered. The galaxy had witnessed a turning point, humans rising above expectations, proving that determination, intelligence, and unity could overcome any threat. Commander Mercer looked out at the horizon, Earth spinning silently beneath him. The war over. Yet vigilance remained. Humanity had won the battle, but the lessons of courage and ingenuity would guide them for generations. He turned to his pilots and said, "We did it. Together." And every pilot nodded, pride shining in their eyes, knowing that this victory would echo across the stars. Humans had shown the universe the meaning of resilience, strength, and hope. The final victory was not only in destroyed ships or conquered fleets, but in the hearts of every human who had believed in their species. Every citizen, pilot, and soldier now knew that together, humanity was unstoppable, and the galaxy would remember this day forever. As the moment humans rose and claimed their place among the stars, undaunted, unbroken, victorious, aftermath and legacy, the battlefield was silent now, only drifting debris and smoke, marking the destruction of the alien fleet. Earth's orbital station floated above the planet. Calm returning after the chaos of war, Commander Alex Mercer gazed at the horizon, the blue and green jewel of Earth shining brightly beneath him, a reminder of what they had fought to protect. Humanity had survived, and more than that, they had triumphed on Earth. Citizens celebrated cautiously at first, then with unrestrained joy, families hugging, children laughing, and communities coming together. Schools held assemblies recounting the courage of pilots. Engineers and soldiers' news broadcasts showed the Valkyries returning, pilots saluting from their cockpits, civilians cheering, the planet united in pride, knowing that the impossible had been achieved, and that human spirit was stronger than any threat in the galaxy. Commander Mercer walked through the command center, nodding to engineers and officers, each person worn from effort but filled with quiet satisfaction. "We did more than defend Earth," he said, voice steady. "We showed the universe that humanity cannot be underestimated." Lieutenant Caravalian stood beside him, smiling, eyes bright with relief. "They thought we were weak, unprepared, primitive. We proved them wrong." The human fleet had destroyed alien arrogance and created a new legacy in its wake. Across the galaxy, word of humanity's victory spread quickly. Every race observing from afar began to recognize Earth as a force to be reckoned with. Even the defeated alien council, humiliated and humbled, could not deny the skill, courage, and ingenuity of the humans. Ships previously feared by entire star systems now floated wrecked and powerless, a testament to human resilience. And whispers began circulating among alien races that Earth had risen, stronger and wiser than anyone expected. The survivors of the alien warships who surrendered were treated with care. Humanity had fought with honor, showing mercy even in victory. Scientists and engineers studied the wreckage, learning new technologies while ensuring that the lessons of war would strengthen Earth's defenses for the future. Commander Mercer knew that vigilance would always be necessary, yet he also knew that humanity had proven itself ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. Memorials were created for those who had fallen, pilots, soldiers, and engineers alike, their bravery etched into history. Citizens gathered to honor their sacrifices. Candles lit, stories shared, every life remembered. Every explosion, every battle, every victory had come at a cost. And humanity recognized the value of courage, sacrifice, and unity in times of great peril. As peace settled over Earth, Commander Mercer addressed the fleet one last time. "The war is over, but our mission continues," he said, pride in his voice. "We must remain vigilant, protect our planet, and ensure that the universe never forgets what humans are capable of." Pilots nodded, engineers smiled, citizens cheered, and the sense of accomplishment was overwhelming. Humanity had survived its greatest test and emerged stronger, smarter, and united. In the council chambers of the defeated aliens, whispers of respect replaced arrogance. A lesson had been learned. Humans were not just survivors, they were innovators, warriors, and a force that could not be ignored. Across the galaxy, species would now reconsider any thought of underestimating Earth, and humanity's legacy was secured. A shining example of determination, courage, and the power of unity, Commander Mercer looked out at the stars, knowing that this was only the beginning. Earth would continue to grow, defend, and explore. Every battle had taught humans that intelligence, courage, and teamwork could overcome even the greatest of challenges. And as the galaxy looked on, one truth was clear. Humanity had risen unstoppable and unbroken. Their story now etched into the annals of the stars, ready to inspire generations, undaunted, victorious, eternal.